276. Here's Matt Slick. All right, everyone, welcome to the show. It's me, Matt, and you're listening to Matt Slick Live. As usual, you can give me a call, and the number is 877-207-2276. I want to hear from you. Give me a call. And today's date is January 23rd, 2026. Now, from what I understand, that we're not going to have live shows next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And the reason is because apparently where they have the radio station, the main people and main everything, it's going to be just snowed in. They're just expecting a whole bunch of snow. So they've already got shows prepped and loaded and everything for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because they're not even going to come in. So there you go. So next week it'll be recorded shows for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But now you can give me a call if you want. If you're like, oh man, I got questions. Well, now's the time to call. The number is 877-207-2276. Now, I plan to be in a debate in Dallas. And let's see, what is the date? It's 2 weeks from today. I should be there. 2 weeks from today. And I'm going to be debating a Muslim on um, on whether or not Jesus is a prophet or he's God. And I'm gonna just come out swinging in the opening statement. I'm gonna come out swinging, and I got questions ready. I mean, I'm going and gonna go and really tackle Islam. And so I'm not going to say what I'm going to do, what my approach is. Might get back to him, he might, that, but he'll find out on that day. And we're going to have other people that are doing debates. It's a series of debates over a few days. Now, you know what? I don't know what the URL is for that. If we had that on a calendar, do we have that on the calendar? Let me see. On the CARM calendar, which would be, let's see, it would be carm.org, because I put some stuff up. Carm.org/calendar. And February Dallas Gospel Truth Conference. There's a link there. You can check it out. And good. So there's some people there. Anthony Rogers, Avery. I'll be debating. Um, and there we go. We got stuff going. So is Jesus more than a prophet? Yeah. So I'm not even sure exactly which day I'm going to be speaking on, but all the information's there on the CARM website. If you're in the area, if you're going to be in the area, you can check it out. So let's see, conference will 3 headline debaters. Avery Austin, God Logic will face off against Jake concerning the Islamic dilemma. Ooh. And February 6th, 2026. The second debate will be on February 7th. Will feature Dr. James White as a Bible teacher Trinity. And then, let's see, uh, Anthony Rogers versus Trent Horn concerning Sola Scriptura. We'll have other debates. We'll have Leighton Flowers versus Jeremiah Nortier and Elias Ayala versus Dan Barker. And I don't even see my name listed in there. Wow. Yeah, I could tell them, hey, man. So I'll be debating Nadir Ahmed and on if Jesus is prophet or not. So there you go. Yeah, it's listed right down there below. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, and we'll see. All right. Having said all of that, if you want to give me a call, the number is 877-207-2276. Look at the James from Indiana. James, welcome. You're on the air.
Hey, Matt, I had a question about the flat Earth topic we was talking about last night.
All right. Sure.
Why is the Bible not specific on this? Because I've seen scripture about where you could take it as flat Earth or a globe. Why is it not more specific, or is it more specific and I'm just not seeing it?
It doesn't need to be specific. It's just talking about the issue of the history of Israel. It's not a scientific book, and so it's not intended to have all of those issues there scientifically mentioned. So that's why. It's like, why doesn't it mention the people in Madagascar? Why does it mention the people from Australia?
Well, I don't know about that either.
Yeah. So we could ask all kinds of
I
questions.
listen to what you're saying, and your physics, I agree with, but I Googled that today, and there was scripture leaning towards both arguments. I just wondered where you stood on that end of it.
Wait. Well, what's leaning towards both arguments?
Well, there's like scripture that leans either way. I mean, I
Oh,
can see how it's interpreted that way, like to the ends of the earth, or to the four corners of the earth,
yeah, and it
or
also says the
on that note,
circle of the earth. So,
it does.
yes, it does. And
So where does the firmament fall into this?
it's just, well, that just depends what the firmament is and how it's defined. And so, it's, let's see, firmament. Uh, it's used. It's used in different places in Genesis 1, 6, 7, 8, 14, 15, 17, 20. So it's called the expanse. The word firmament there is heaven, and expanse, the
But it
heavens.
wasn't it to separate the waters from above and the waters below?
Well, it says verse 6, let there be an expanse, that firmament in the King James, in the midst of the waters, let it separate the waters from the waters. In verse 7, expanse, separate the waters from where they are below the waters. Well, if the
Okay.
expanse is separating the waters from above and below, well, then it's also separating the same ones from the, waters from waters. Now, what does that mean? We can get into that. God called the expanse heaven, and it was heaven the second day. Let there be lights in the expanse, the firmament of the heavens. So if the firmament is, as they say, a solid kind of a dome, then the stars are in that firmament. But the problem is,
Okay, that makes sense because
go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say because like hasn't like the same star constellation been in like the same place for centuries?
Yes, that's true. They have
So that
them,
would
except that there's a slight variation. It's only measurable by good instruments. So in the past, I think 100, 200 years, for example, they've tested the speed of light, and there's been a change uh, in some stuff. It's a really interesting discussion. But the measurements they have, plus and minus, say 150 years ago, there's a certain amount of error. And when you look at the error rate, and the mathematicians do all this stuff, and you look at what they could see now, they can see, yeah, the constellations are moving, and they're moving because we're moving, and the solar system is moving through our galaxy. So it is moving. And it's a very, very, very slight difference because of the incredible distances, which furthermore negates the idea of a flat Earth firmament thing. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I seen a lot of I see a lot of videos about this, and I've always assumed it was a globe. But I mean, there are some interesting points that are unexplainable.
Like what?
Um,
What do you mean unexplainable?
okay, like I heard one discussion. They talked about aircraft, and we can agree that the Earth is spinning, right,
Yeah, it's moving. Yes.
at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, right?
Right. That's correct.
Okay, and a commercial aircraft can go what half that speed?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so the discussion I heard was it takes the same amount of time to fly west as it does east.
Well, yes, of course it does.
So,
Yeah.
if the Earth is spinning, if the Earth is spinning though, to the idiot,
It's
he
so
can just go
stupid.
up in the air
You know,
and land.
yeah,
I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying that
it's
the discussion I heard, and
it's
I was
lame.
laughing just like you were.
It's lame.
Yeah,
Because see, motion is relative to a point. If the point itself is moving and you're
right.
moving along with the point that's moving, it's relative to the point. So go either direction. So if the Earth is traveling and
Yeah.
rotating at a certain speed, then you're inside of that rotational speed, and then relative to the point of that rotational speed. It's just these guys. I'm serious. They have like at least one frontal lobe tied behind their back when they talk about this stuff. All right, because it's just lame. I mean, it's lame. It just doesn't work.
Yeah,
It's so
and
dumb.
I laugh when I listen to this,
Yeah,
and it's not something I seek. It's just it comes across, and the the, the debate I was listening to was actually where they was talking about scripture, and somebody commented that, and I thought, what is this guy doing? So I just wanted to bring that up to give you a good laugh.
it's just dumb. And it really is. It's just dumb. A flat Earth cosmology is just it's dumb. It doesn't
Oh,
fit physics,
I agree.
and the attempts by flat earthers to negate the physics is just laughable. And one of the
It is.
problems that has
It is.
occurred, I watched an atheist do a series of videos. He's a scientist, and he was mocking Christianity and the Bible because of this. They're causing problems because these people, these Christians who say the Bible teaches this, no, it doesn't. And then they make
No.
Christianity look dumb. Not that we use science to verify the Bible. No, but the fact is, the earth is not flat. It's just dumb. I mean, what is the flat disk sitting on a bunch of turtles? And when they move, that's why we get earthquakes? I mean, what is this mythology?
I figured his Legos.
Yeah. And what's it sitting on? Where's gravity? How does gravity work if it's flat? Mass causes gravity, and
Well,
there's experiments you
I,
can do in labs where you take mass, dense mass objects, you put them next to each other, and you can detect certain amounts of force between them. It's detectable. They can do this kind of a thing. It's just a fact. And if the Earth is flat, how do
right.
you get gravity? Where's it coming? And they say, well, it's acceleration. Acceleration for how?
Well, yeah, I guess it's,
Gosh.
yeah, I guess gravity. I mean, we can we can appreciate it, or otherwise dead birds just be floating around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I agreed with the flashlight thing you was talking about last night, but it just I was laughing so hard I couldn't call you last night. I thought I'm gonna call you tomorrow night talking about this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one
So
of those things that really irritates me because it's just like I want to say to them, stop it right now. It's just
okay, well, I'm gonna change the subject on you real
okay.
quick.
All right, go ahead.
Let's talk Bible. What is the? I've been seeing a lot of posts about the Ethiopian Bible.
Okay. What about the Ethiopian
So
Bible?
can you? How is that different from a traditional Bible? Is there like more books in it,
Yes.
or
Yes, there's more. Yep. I just went through and did an article on Eastern Orthodox versus a regular Bible, or the Catholic Bible, actually. And there's more in the Eastern Orthodox than there are in the Catholic Bible, more in the Catholic than there are in the Protestant. And from what I understand about the Ethiopian Bible, there's even more. And I haven't done an article on that, but they hold to that. Let's see. Broadest it
there's a guy
has
on TikTok that's always ranting and raving about that, and I'm not listening to his live completely
who?
because it makes no sense to me because I put that
Who's this?
Lorenzo Montgomery.
Okay. All right.
He's on TikTok and he always live. I
Yeah.
don't understand it, so I can't follow it very well because it's not of anything that I've read or heard.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a new thing, I guess. But
Yeah.
I didn't know what you're.
It's 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 just lame. Okay. Hold on. We got breaks. Hold on, buddy. Okay. Till after the
Okay.
break. Hey, folks. We'll be right back after these messages. If you want to give me a call, the number's 877-207-2276. We'll be right back.
They say basically a boy, you're not really fully developed as a man till you're almost 30. Your brain can kind of thing. And I was at 24 a child basically.
Dino Patrone on Focus on the Family Minute, sharing ways he struggled as a husband early in his marriage.
So yeah, those early years I was just very focused on myself, and I actually didn't see any of the major benefits or look into any of the major benefits of what fruit could I get out of our marriage. It was really what is the closest dopamine kick that I could get right in front of my face. So discipline hadn't really incorporated itself into my life at that point yet. I was more concerned about what was a quick fix versus what things can I invest in long term into my life to make it so that the longest part of my life is the most beneficial versus the short term.
You can hear the complete story from Dino and his wife Ashley about how God healed their relationship at FamilyMinute.org.
Here are the contest rules for the Truth Network. Prizes won are not transferable, redeemable for cash, or exchangeable for any other prize. All prizes must be redeemed from the station within 30 days of winning. Only prize per household from any station for Truth Broadcasting within any 30-day period. The rest of our contest rules are listed under the About Us link at our website, truthnetwork.com. Thanks for playing and listening to the Truth Network.
And Capital Financial Coach Pete and the team cover the retirement planning process, but also remind you retirement's a new chapter. What are you going to do?
So strive for something, have something. I talked to a guy the other day. He has 5 different fantasy baseball teams.
Wow.
He's retired. He's in his 80s. I don't even know how to do it myself. So I'm all jealous. He's talking about 5 different leagues and all this kind of stuff. But he keeps himself active and he loves doing it. He plays year round. Then he goes over to fantasy football and you name it, whatever season it is. There he is.
And it's all about what you want to do in retirement with the right plan.
We put together these plans every single day. The power of making sure you see a plan in writing. We call it Coach Pete's Power Plan. Puts you in control of your retirement situation. Helps look at some things you might not have thought about before retirement, before it's too late to make changes.
For your no cost, no obligation retirement review, 800-975-7515, 975-7515, or text TRUTH to 600-700.
Investment advisory services offered by Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, you're driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It's Matt Slick Live, taking your calls at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. If you want to give me a call, we have 3 open lines, 877-207-2276. James, you still there?
Yes, sir. But I can let you go. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. I know you probably got other callers, so I won't take up too much more of your time.
Yeah.
So,
No, we don't have anybody waiting right now. But that's okay. It's just,
with that,
we have nobody waiting. That's okay. Fridays are often slow.
Oh.
So yeah, it's just pretty bad. The flat Earth model is just pretty bad. It's just, I don't know how else to say it. It's really bad.
I mean, I can't. It's just another way to divide people, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the things that people argue about these days, it forced me, really. I mean, we argue about everything anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we're going to argue about arguing. I once did an experiment. I actually did an experiment once where I was talking to somebody about this issue of people just argue about everything. And what I did was I presented a Facebook post. I just made a Facebook post. And it was the most innocuous thing I could come up with. You know, like, hi, everyone, how are you doing? And it was just to see if people would start arguing. And within 5 minutes, they were arguing. Yeah, it was just ridiculous.
Well, from the TikToks I've watched of you TikToks, you're a hard person to out argue.
Well,
yeah, I'll give you that.
well, maybe, but you know, it's just try and be logical.
When
Try.
it comes to the doctrine, it is. I mean, I've not heard a solid argument against you in the 8 weeks I've listened to you.
Well,
So,
okay. All right.
I guess kudos to that.
Okay. Well, my wife would disagree with you, but my late wife, I should say, but she would disagree with you.
Well, mine would too.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And my wife would definitely argue that.
Uh-huh. That's true.
So,
yeah, what are you going to do?
I just keep scoring the garage at this point.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, okay. There you go. So,
well,
all right.
Hey, have a good night and God bless.
God bless you. All right. God bless. All right. Now let's get to, I know, let's just jump over to Chris from Nebraska. Chris, welcome. You're on the air. Are you there? Chris. Hey, Chris.
Sorry about that, Matt. Can you hear me?
That's all right. Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, buddy?
Okay. Sorry, a little bit of, yeah, so, excuse me. My question
is just regarding the documentation in marriage, obviously by government, that unites two people together. Is that like a must in God's, because like you think about the time of Jesus Christ, and during that time, marriage was a lot different than it is now. So, I'm sure
Okay.
people were just together, and then they kind of united one individual, and then they were, in their eyes, they're a unified.
Okay, so are you asking if you need a document?
So the question is basically just, like if I'm in a relationship with somebody and I'm not married by state, like, like
What do you mean a relationship?
document that.
What do you mean just relationship? Living together without being married?
Yes, we're together without.
Yeah, that's sinful. Okay,
It's
it's absolutely sinful. Let's talk about this. Marriage is a covenant between a man and a woman, and that's horizontal in that sense. It's a covenant between the man and the woman and people. People, you promise to keep only to each other and not to anybody else. Sense of devotion and certain things, privileges in marriage, and before God, because you do before God if you're a Christian, right? Now, what makes someone married by the eyes of God? What is? There's a lot of noise there. A lot of noise.
Yeah, sorry about that.
What makes someone married in the eyes of God is their commitment to each other. It's a verbal commitment. Usually, it's a ceremony. How it works, and each culture has different ceremonies. Some cultures require paperwork, and some don't. In our government, it's recommended, and they ask and require paperwork. So when I do a wedding, I tell the couple, that's not what makes you married, but you need to file because we're to be subject to the government. And what makes you married, and I go through the covenant aspect when you say, I promise to, I take you as my wife and husband, but then you go through this to do this. That's when you both have said that, then you're both are technically married. The rings then are a symbol of the commitment you've made one to another. And so it's a sign. Now, if you've not had that, then you're not married. And if you are living with a woman outside of that marriage, you are in abject rebellion and sin against God. And so you get a lot of background noise there, man. A lot of background noise. So what you need to do is immediately stop. Immediately you need to stop that relationship in that context. If you want to get married, then get married and you get married ASAP. If you don't want to get married, then stop seeing her. If you just want to get married, then don't. That's it. You're done. You can go to if you're going to a pastor, don't know what your condition is, but if you go to a church, you need to go to the elders, talk what's going on. They need to work with you, and this fornication, this bad situation needs to end now. That means even now, tonight, you don't go back and stay with her. You go someplace else. You go live with someone else until you get it settled what you're going to do. You want to honor God, or you're going to honor your flesh. You need to either you need to leave or she needs to leave, and then you decide to come back and get married, and then you can live as husband and wife. Otherwise, you're in direct sin against God. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that, Matt. I'm sorry for the background noise.
Okay. It happens.
But no, I mean, the thing is, like, I've been feeling convicted about it.
Good.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, and then she told me, she said, well, that, the way that cultures back in the day,
Who cares?
they would just be together.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. She's okay. Let me. If I was counseling you two, okay, and I can't do a whole bunch over the air. First things, are you a Christian? Is she a Christian? If she's not a Christian, you can't marry her. If you are a Christian, then what the heck are you doing with her in living in sin?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she is a Christian.
Okay. Then.
Give me 1 second, man. Hold on.
Okay.
She is a Christian, and since we've been together, she's like
gone to another level with you. And
Wait. Another level. What does that mean? Good or bad?
I don't think she was as conscious about her relationship with God until she,
Okay.
we were together.
All right. So here we go. You need to find out if she's really a Christian or not. Now, hold on. We got a break. Okay. I need to counsel you on this. Okay. Hold on. Now, this is important stuff. All right. Hold on. All right, folks. We'll be right back after this break. If you want to give me a call, the number is 877-207-2276. Be right back.
Are you growing, glowing, and going? What are the marks of a true believer?
This is True Commentary with Stu Epperson, author and host of Truth Talk Live.
In a world full of people professing to follow Jesus, what does a true Christian look like? Well, it's someone who's growing in grace. 2 Peter 3:18, Peter says, grow in the grace and knowledge of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's someone who's glowing that grace. Jesus talks about how we are to shine as lights in a dark world. And finally, is someone who is going and telling everybody. How could you not share such good news, what Jesus has done in your life? Are you growing? Are you glowing? Are you going? There's a world out there that needs that hope, that needs that faith, that needs to see Jesus. Let's tell them the good news.
Join Stu on radio, social media, and his daily Truth Talk Live podcast. Learn more at truthnetwork.com.
You ever noticed how prayer gets the limelight? I'm Chuck Swindoll. It's true that prayer is not very glamorous, but if you're a person of prayer, that will speak for itself. You don't have to take pictures of yourself while you're in prayer and distribute them to your closest friends so they'll discover how holy you are. You just need to pray. Don't talk about it. Just pray. The hardest work you will ever perform will be performed on your knees, but it'll show. It'll pay off. Just do it. Just pray. Because especially when no one's looking, prayer works.
Pastor Church Chuck Swindoll. Visit Insight for Living's website at insight.org.
For the longest time, it was hard for me to even get out of the house. It took me a bit to understand what was going on, but eventually I learned I had anxiety. Now I'm getting help for it. I'm feeling so much better. Sure, some days are better than others, but the whole thing about getting out of the house, that's not really an issue anymore.
Mental health care works when you make the call. Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
I was able to buy my first home using the VA home loan guarantee without having to put down a down payment. I was able to graduate from college using the first 9/11 GI Bill debt free. I was able to enroll in VA healthcare, and I know that VA is going to be there for me when I need it. My service is then, and my benefits are now.
Get what you earned. Visit chooseit.com.
Matt Slick Live. Take it at 877-722-76. Here's Matt Slick.
All right. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Hopefully this is an interesting conversation for you all. Let's get back to Chris from Nebraska. Still there, buddy?
Yes, I'm here.
So find out if she's a real Christian, if she's committed. If you were sitting on my couch where I would do counseling, and I have done a lot of counseling, I would ask, are you a Christian? Yes. Do you believe the Bible? Yes. Then why are you rebelling against God? And I wait. Because I need to know, why are you serving your flesh rather than God? And yet you call yourself a Christian? You're taking communion? And you're rebelling against God and you're open sin. You're lucky God hasn't killed you yet. He disciplines people for this great rebellion. Absolutely.
No, I completely agree. Like
okay.
I've been feeling convicted about it.
Good.
And
Now
you know, it's like
let's go to
she's a good woman and everything, and
then what's she doing with you? What's she doing with you? You're a sinner, and you're willing to take from her what does not belong to you outside of marriage. And if she's a good woman, why is your judgment so bad?
well,
Yeah, and it works both ways.
Comes from she's Brazilian. She comes from that
So,
culture.
so
And I think it's a little bit more, you know, that they're just a little bit more promiscuous in their sexuality and type of thing. I think so.
Yeah, so then that's justification of their sinful habit and history before God. And I would say to her, "And you call yourself a Christian?" What I do normally in counseling is I break up the cement and then I put things back together. I say, don't call yourself a Christian if you're going to be living in sin and you openly do this, choosing to do it in rebellion against God. Don't go say you're a Christian to people. You're being on the name of God. Now, what do you do? What you do is you commit to honor God. You commit to do that, and you cannot have relations with each other. And you must separate right now physically. If you're going to get married, then you make a choice to get married. If you're not going to get married, you're done and it's over. Well, I'd like to be, and I say stop the whining. Do what God requires. If you pick up your cross daily and follow after Him, it doesn't say pick up your cross daily when it's convenient and when your emotions don't get in the way and your sex drive doesn't get in the way either. This is a serious issue, and I'm giving you the quick and slick version. I'm a lot more slow with this, but normally, okay.
No, because what you're saying is like it's inevitable. If I'm
true.
living at her house, there's going to be a sexual relationship.
Yeah. So
you
you
know what I
don't.
mean? Like, there's no way of getting out of that. Yeah.
Okay. So
I understand they just cut off all
that.
I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. So tonight you need to call up a friend and say you need to sleep on a couch or whatever it is. You get a hotel room, whatever it is. You talk to her and say, "Hey, I talked to a guy on the radio named Slick." Okay, that's a good way to start, right? And you tell her that you can't be doing this anymore because it dishonors God. It dishonors Him.
Right.
And then you need to ask her for forgiveness for your sin against her, even as you ask forgiveness of your sin against God. You ask God, and then you tell her that you repent from leading her astray into fornication. And then if you're going to church, I'm hoping you are, you then talk to the elders and you confess your sin. If they say, well, it's not that big a deal, then you need to give them a complimentary groin kick each and go find another church. And so then you say, I need to get married. We need to, possible. And you tell her, you want to get married or not? Either yes or no. I mean, I'm not saying be as blunt as I am with you. I'm just saying this stuff quickly. But in real person, when they're next to me, I'm significantly more gentle, but I still get the same stuff out. And so you then arrange to get married, and then there's no relations. You don't live together until you're married. And after you're married, hey, go for it. Get the chandelier and a couple of tarps and a compass. Whatever you want to do. The thing is, not till you get married. All right, not till you get married. And so you need to do this. Now, think about this. If you do this, she's going to start seeing you as a spiritual leader. She's going to learn to trust you more. Because one of the things I ask couples when they're fornicating, they want me to perform the wedding. I say, well, we're not going to do that unless here's the rules. I set rules down. No more relations until this. And if you mess up, it's 6 months. But, put it back 6 months. You get more counseling. And I say, look, if you think that your spouse is going to be faithful to you in marriage, what makes you think that if they weren't your spouse isn't faithful to God outside of marriage? What your character is before God and before your spouse. And if your character before marriage is such that, hey, I'll sin against God when it's convenient, well, then what's to stop you from doing the same thing when you're married?
I mean, this is the thing that, like, I was married and my wife divorced me.
Okay.
And married another man basically, 6 months later.
Okay.
I mean, I know I didn't do everything right by her, but I mean, she pretty much just, she she kind of put me in a bad light, kind of in front of everybody, and kind of like over exaggerated my character, being like I'm this horrible person. And I think it's justified for anybody's going to do that who's trying to get out of a relationship. So I don't even really resent her for that, because she's just doing what she's supposed to do in her mind.
What's this got to do with what you're going to with this present woman?
Well, I think what it did is it made me fearful of
commitment,
getting married again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
like,
Then
but I want to enjoy that part of it, of the relationship. Like I like the closeness and all that, but it's like, do I want to? You know
look,
what I mean?
let me help you out. Get right with God first.
Okay.
Him first, not her, not yourself. And well, not to mock, I'm just saying to exaggerate, to make a point. Well, I feel comfortable with that person. Well, that's a serious question and it's a legitimate question. But first, it should be, am I honoring God? And so the first question about being comfortable with her and commitment, I get that. It's a legitimate question, but it should follow, how am I with my Lord? Because priorities in your heart come out in your questioning and your desires. And I'm just going to say right now, it's not God. And I'm not here just pointing fingers at you. I mean, I got my faults and we could talk, but this is what it comes down to. You commit to God first.
Yeah.
When you're able to do that, you can commit to her. She needs to commit to God first, and you need to lead her in that commitment to Him. Your job is, as a man, as a Christian man, is to be strong and protecting of her. You don't protect her by taking from her what belongs in the marriage bed. That's not protecting her. That's using her for your own benefit. That's not a Christian man behavior. Okay. So no,
I know. I mean,
you got to repent.
That was the thing, is I did that to a couple women, and they got super attached. And
yeah, well, let's talk about this one.
Yeah.
This is the one you're living with. Okay. Okay. Now,
do I need to? I feel like, because you said I need to apologize to her, but now I'm feeling awful that I need to apologize to these other women too.
Probably, if the Lord puts it upon your heart. Now, what are you going to do tonight? Where are you going to stay tonight?
Well, the thing is, I'm a truck driver, so I'm out on the road quite a bit.
Okay. So then you're out, you're away.
There has been nights. Yeah, I'm just saying there has been nights where I have felt convicted.
Well, good.
And yeah, I stayed in my truck because I knew if I drove over to her place, that would happen. So
then don't drive over to her place.
Right.
See, for me, it's easy. Don't do it. Next. And what we often do is we go, well, you see, I'm going to see how close I can get to the temptation. In other words, another way of saying that is, I'm going to see how stupid I can be and get away with it.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a lose-lose situation. You don't win in that situation.
Okay, so here's what you do. Are you going to church?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what you do.
Yeah, I mean, not. Yeah.
Okay. You talk to your girlfriend. I'll call her that. And you say, we're not messing around anymore. Not staying there. We have to get married, or the relationship's over. Now you say it nicely. Don't just say like I just said it. Okay. I mean, all right. And carefully. Okay. I'm just giving you the short stuff. I call it quick and slick because we're on radio. But that's what you need to do, and you need to do it, patiently, lovingly, with guidance. And you need to be involved with the elders of your church, and you need to be right before God first, and get right before her next, and then it'll take care of itself. Now, amen. Hold on, we got another break. So if you can hold on if you want, or you can just hang up, and I'll see you drop or not, and we'll get back after the break. Okay? Hey, folks, be right back after these messages. Please stay.
Ready? Go.
Okay, doctor.
Operation.
No, the most amazing care.
It changed my life. High Hospital for Children! Because people just like you, kids like me, can play in the game of life. Thank you! Go to lovetrends.org right away. Thank you!
Wounded Warrior Project has been there for me since that first day in the hospital. They got me out of the house. They got me connected with other veterans, and they helped me face my PTSD. They support me and my family at every turn. And now I'm helping other warriors realize that they're not alone.
Through our hands-on programs, supportive community, and ongoing efforts, we help post 9/11 veterans realize what's possible. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
We gather together in communities across the nation to remember and honor, to celebrate and support, to light the night. Join us as we lift our lanterns high. Join us. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And when we walk, cancer runs. Join us as we light the night. Find your local event at lightthenight.org.
To the big-hearted, the bold, the teachers, the growers, the builders, change makers, we need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go the distance to make a difference. We're volunteers, partners, communities, bringing our experience, joy, and passion to building a better world together. Are you looking for more? Then we are looking for you. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
Hi, I'm Barry Squire, author of Ignite Your Life, explaining how you can have wholehearted faith regardless of your circumstances. I recently heard a story from a man who shared his faith with his neighbor. He had never thought about doing it before because his neighbor was quiet. The youth passing talked about the weather, and that was it. But one afternoon, his neighbor mentioned going through a tough season, job loss, stress, and uncertainty. The man felt immediately prompted by the Lord, and he simply asked, "Would it be okay if I prayed for you?" His neighbor said yes. That small moment changed everything. Over time, those quick conversations turned into deeper ones. They talked about faith, hope, and what it means to trust God during hard times. The man didn't preach or pressure. He just showed up with compassion and God's love. Sharing faith begins with kindness, listening, and a simple willingness to speak up when God opens the door. It really is that simple. Ignite your life.
It's Matt Slick Live, taking your calls at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
Oh, Robin, welcome back to the show. Let's get back on the air with Claude. Here we go. No, not Claude. Sorry, Chris. Claude next. Sorry about that. Okay.
That's all right. Yeah. Yeah. So, no, I, if you wanted to mention something, maybe you had a thought you wanted to.
Yeah. It's just very simple. I don't make me drive out where you are and point my finger in your face. Okay.
Okay.
You
Well,
man
I'll
up.
be in Idaho.
Oh.
Like I actually live in Idaho.
Where?
I'm just in Nebraska at the moment.
Where are you?
I live in Nampa.
Dude. Yes, I do. Have we ever met before?
You got to.
Well, hey, if you're here for that, I would say absolutely. We got a spare room and it'll be fine. But if is she in Napa also?
No, she lives in Boise.
Well, okay, but Boise area. So I'd be glad to meet with you guys and work you through it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's something I'll definitely consider, Matt. Yeah, I appreciate that. And even if it's not that, I mean, I know you said you had a Bible study and
sure
you got like a home group or something like that. I'd be interested in doing that. So
yeah, you're both welcome to come over, but I'm just gonna tell you, I tell the truth. I wouldn't embarrass you guys in front of everybody. It's private stuff. But even though we're on public radio right now, but and that's fine. Okay, and I teach advanced stuff, but I've done a lot of marriage counseling over the years. So just talk to her. Okay. All right, we'll figure it out. All right.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to call you or email you or?
And just email me.
Reach out to you.
Yeah, just email me. Yeah.
Email you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Okay. God bless.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, good stuff. Let's get to, whoops, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Let's get Claude from South Carolina. Claude, welcome. You're on the air.
Hey, Matt, appreciate what you said in that last call. That was all stuff that needs to be heard.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your show. I found it months ago, and sorry after a while.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
My
it.
question is this, Matt. I had a scenario last night. I want to see what you would have done, maybe a little different, or how you could help me with what I encountered last night. A guy in my Sunday school class came and he said, I have a renter who's a Muslim. Let's go visit him. He's kind of open to talking about things. So we went, and he was just a real friendly guy. He was from West Africa. He grew up Muslim. He went to a Christian high school, though, in Africa.
Okay.
And he immigrated here to the United States about 16 years ago, I think he said. And as we were talking, certain things came up that were just, I guess were common points that he had trouble with. And some of the apologetic things my friend kind of handled. But whenever I would talk, I just wanted to bring up Jesus. And I just wanted to bring up, the need for a Savior, who Jesus was, what he did on the cross for us, and how we need to accept that, give our lives to him, put our faith and trust in him. And but I just wrote down some of the things that kept coming up in the conversation. The guy was almost at a crossroads, but the first thing was about the Trinity.
Okay.
He had trouble with the Trinity. He said, how can I worship a God that I can't really comprehend?
Well,
And
hold
then
on. Hold on. First, okay. So when they say that, they're being inconsistent because they can't comprehend Allah. There's a doctrine in Islam called Tawhid. He is completely, totally one, but he's also in that doctrine. He's so other that it's not knowable what he is. And so he can only be known by anthropomorphic representations into the Quran. So he has the exact same problem. How is it that Allah can exist forever? What's he doing? Is he thinking? Does he know all things? If he knows all things, is he contemplating what he knows? But if he's contemplating what he knows, he already knows what he knows eternally. How can he contemplate? There's internal problems with the idea of a single person deity. And then we have the problem of Allah not being love. We have the problem of Allah not disclosing his personal name to people as he does in the Bible. There's all kinds of problems. So to say he can't comprehend the Trinity, oh, what about time? Time is past, present, and future. We know that past, present, and future are all of the nature time, but it doesn't mean there's three times or three parts. It's just they're all of the same thing, except they just have relationships to each other. That's different. That's the Trinity. It's a good way to start. You comprehend the time issue. Well, that's just what God is. Not a problem. Anyway, next.
Okay. He kept referencing the Bible, saying it was corrupt, it had errors, contradictions, but the Quran did not. It was error free.
Yeah, that's a grotesque misunderstanding of stuff. The New Testament documents are something like 98.9% textually identical. And we have the Uthman problem, the early Quran. The early historic records demonstrate that Uthman took early Quranic copies and destroyed many of them. And there's the Sana manuscript in 1972, where a different Quran was discovered, and it's not identical to the one that they have. Then there's the satanic verses that Muhammad put in. Why are they there? And as far as contradictions in the Quran go, oh yeah, there are. It says man was created from a congealed blood or clay, and then it says dust, and then it says a sperm drop. And it says Muhammad was the first to bow to Allah, but yet it says Moses was the first to believe in Allah. Yet Abraham believed in Allah. Allah can forgive sins, but then he can't. For example, he will not forgive the sins of those who commit shirk, worshiping false gods. Yet he does that very thing. And I have the references. So he doesn't know what he's talking about. And then there's there's scientific problems in the Quran as well. I can get into stuff. There's all kinds of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the last point I have is, Jesus. He just said he was as a prophet, one of many. And at the end of the conversation, now it was very friendly. He was willing to listen. We were willing to talk. We listened to him. And there's going to be correspondence after this. But basically, he just said, we just see him differently. And that was kind of the way he left it. He just referenced in the Quran that, Jesus was a good man, I think, or he was a prophet.
Yeah, they say he's just a prophet. And if that's the case, back to the issue of the Quran being, the Bible being corrupted. Well, then why would it be that Allah told Muhammad to go consult the people of the Bible if it's corrupted in Surah 1094?
Yeah.
And there's lots of verses like this. It's called the Islamic dilemma. But the Quran says that Jesus is virgin born and is the word of Allah. See, how do and he was sinless. And I ask Muslims, I say, so even in the Quran, Jesus is called the word of Allah and he was sinless. How is Muhammad better than him? Okay.
Yeah.
You just ask questions like that. And here's the thing you can do.
Is this stuff like listed on the CARM
Of
website?
course. Yes.
This stuff we can kind of get a hold of and
Yeah.
because we're going to try to go back and forth with him. It's nothing that's very hostile at all. He's very open.
Sure.
And only the Holy Spirit can open his eyes to be saved.
Right.
That's for sure.
That's right.
I just wonder if there's anything more, we could have done.
Here's another.
A lot of that stuff,
Here's another thing. Okay, I was talking to a Muslim last night for an hour. Okay, online. I asked, if you were to die right now, I said, I'm not wishing any harm on you, but if that were to happen, where would you go? And then he said, Inshallah, if Allah wills, then he'll make it to paradise. And I said, so you don't know. Now, there's a reason they don't know. It's because their salvation depends in part on their goodness. And I told him, look, I said, that's the difference between your God and my God. Because in Christianity, my God will never accept your works because they're touched by you. You're not good enough. And yet in God, he'll accept what you do, as long as you're sincere. And if you're sincere, then maybe God will accept what you do. In Christianity, he will never accept what you do because you're good enough. That's why he had to do what you could not. Because the God of Christianity is more holy than the God of Islam.
Yeah, we explained a lot of that. I mean, there's a lot of that, no morality or good works or religion is going to get you to heaven. We all fall short. I mean, I would put that stuff in kind of like the Roman road stuff, but and I just depend on God, to kind of open his heart and his mind in order for him to come around. He does want to converse back and forth and try to get things straightened out or bring it to differences. He's going to get his ammunition together and kind of present it to us, and I guess we'll do the same.
Sure. This is how you study. It's how you learn. And, it'll be good. There's a lot of information on CARM on Islam, a lot. And you can go to answeringislam.com. I think it's Answering Islam. They have a lot of stuff. You can also go to a website called thereligionofpeace.com. And it has lots of good stuff exposing Islam. Thereligionofpeace.com. Lots of documentation. And it describes or it lists the Islamic atrocities, terrorist attacks. And I would ask them, why is it your religion is so violent? Your people are so violent. Just ask him. If he says it's not true Islam, then go to Surah 9. And I don't know if you're familiar, but remember Surah 9 in the Quran, Surah 9. Surah means chapter. So chapter 9. And you need to study chapter 9, verses 5 and 29. And there it talks about killing unbelievers in war.
Yeah, killing the infidels, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. So I'll look at those websites in the CARM. And Matt, I appreciate your time and your ministry.
Hey, no problem at all. No problem at all, man.
Thanks, sir.
All right. God bless. Okay.
God bless you. Bye.
All right. All right. So there's a lot there. And I've written a great deal on Islam. I've debated Muslims and impromptu discussions, formal debates, and things like that. And Islam is not the true religion. It's a religion from the devil because it denies the true God. It denies the true Christ. It says Muhammad's a prophet who married a 6-year-old. had relations with her at 9, who owned slaves, who had people killed, who had no miracles except the Quran's miracle. That's what they say. He thought lying was okay, and there was a time when he was overtaken by the devil and put verses in the Quran that had to be taken out later. So there's these issues that are causing doubt about his veracity and the truth. And the Quran gets many things wrong about Christianity and science and things like that. Yet it claims in Surah 482, in Surah 482, if there's any discrepancies in the Quran, it's not from Allah. Well, find them, give them to the guy, show contradictions, show stuff. But they'll work hard at it. They'll work hard at making everything fit. But it also comes down to this: are they being good enough? I say to them, why should I give up what I have in Jesus, complete and total forgiveness of all of my sins, for what you have, which is simply if you do enough good works and you're sincere enough, maybe you'll make it. Why is that better than what I have? All right, folks, I'm off, and may the Lord bless you. We're going to be off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because of snowstorms in the area of the radio station where they do all that stuff. And so we'll be back on there live on Thursday next week. We'll talk to you then. May the Lord bless you. And by His grace, back on the air next week on a Wednesday. We'll talk to you then. God bless. All right.
Good audio here.
Good. Give it a minute or two here. I'll go rest and get to work.
Okay.
Good.
I'll tell you what, it was really interesting to watch the numbers drop of who was watching during the conversation with the man about moving out or getting married.
They really dropped, huh?
Yep, it dropped like 10 people.
Good. Well, that's what it is. They got to hear. Yeah, I'm pretty brutal when it comes to stuff like that in a counseling situation. I'm politely brutal. I don't want them to squirm. I want them to feel bad. I want them to realize what they're doing. And I say politely. And I even say to them, I'm going to hit some pretty heavy stuff here. I'm going to say it straight. Are you ready? And they go, yeah. And then boom. And call them to repentance. And then fix it with the blood of Christ. Come into repentance, and that they can do this.
I was amazed that he lived in your neighborhood there, and I hope he takes you up on your offer to counsel them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a surprise. His girlfriend lives in Boise. Yeah. So yeah, you can't.
I put out the invitation link for people to come and join us here. Let me do it one more time if we have people watching online.
Okay.
And I've got it up on the screen too. So.
There it is. You come in, and none of us bite. So.
All right. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I think people were convicted. That's why they
of course they are.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah.
Well, I convict the crap out of people when it comes to that. So many people have compromised their faith. I just tell it to them straight. Yeah. I just tell it to them straight. That's it. That's what it is. Okay.
A lot of people find being a Christian in this world becomes very inconvenient.
Yes, that's true.
Being a Christian isn't easy.
Yeah, that's right. It isn't. Let's see. Oh, crap.
I think a lot of people are bunkering down for the storm.
Yeah.
I know two people in the Rumble chat live out in Virginia, and they just got, well, both of them came back from the stores during the show, and they said it was just crazy out there.
Yeah, I was watching some stuff about prepping a little bit last night. Just hey, there's a video. Hey, I'll watch that one, and just stuff to get, and just get plenty of water and rice, and a little. You have to have a little stove, a little portable stove, just in case electricity goes out, so that you can cook, and candles for a clay pot. It works. These little things work. They'll just keep you warm, and a solar panel. Now, the reason I have a solar panel is so that I can charge my phone and I can watch stuff on the phone. I got movies on my phone. I can watch stuff because you get bored. You get, I gotta watch something, so I can charge my phone. So
I wish I could. I get people trying to sell me solar panels all the time, and I'm like, look around me. Do you see all the trees? There is nowhere that the sun can get through.
Yeah, I mean, a portable ones are only like 2 feet by 2 feet, that kind of a thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can get them for $100 each, kind of thing. Some more, some less. And I have the ability to put them in sequence, and a battery, portable battery. You can take it anywhere in your house, and it's great. So we're set that way, or I'm set that way, I should say. Okay, just little stuff, and we have stuff. I have stuff in the garage. I keep saying we because Neek and I, but I have stuff in the garage, and just stuff that can. I could survive a couple months easily. Wouldn't be comfortable, but I could do it.
Well, it's not about comfort. It's about survival.
If I eat the cats, that's another week right there.
Well, hey, and you got cat food to last you after that, even.
That's right. Yeah, cat food. Actually, humans can live on cat food, but they can't live on dog food. Yeah, I found that out.
I wonder why.
Not even Dr. Marty?
I don't know. I remember reading a long time ago that dog food can keep you going for a little bit, but it doesn't have the nutrients you need for any long-term stuff. But cat food does, because it's just different blend for requirements.
Dr. Marty's good because it's freeze dried, and Caesar Milan has put all his dogs on it.
Okay.
Well, I know cat food is mostly meat, where dog food has, they're omnivores, so there's, all different stuff in there. So I wonder if it's partially because of that.
Well, I'm a cat lover. I love cats if they're cooked just right.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Get a barbecue. So I just, you should do it too. You should just have gallons of water just stored. It'll last for years, and you can go to a camping store and get a little propane stove, and get $40 worth of propane tanks, and you just only need them for cooking here on a pot, and it's not that big a deal. And that's if the power goes out. Usually it only goes out for 2 or 3 days at a time at most. Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie, we used to, when I was growing up, we had Vietnamese that lived down the road that worked on a ranch, and they would go and, well, let's just say neighborhood dogs disappeared and cats, and found out they were taking them and barbecuing them.
Yep, that happened to me in Garden Grove, California, where they have actually a section of Garden Grove, and the signage is up, Little Saigon. And it wasn't uncommon that would happen.
Yep. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, they're going to be snowed in over there, and usually the electricity lasts, but that's what you prep for. I just, up to 2 weeks. I think didn't they have something happen in Texas a few years ago where some areas were 2 weeks without power and people died.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, people died. Yeah, there's some froze because there were some parts of Texas that got really cold, and then there were some other issues. And so 2 weeks is a long time to be without electricity. It's a long time.
Especially in the wintertime.
Yep. And they have these little devices that has a little fan that when the candle heats up a little plate, the fan starts spinning. It just circulates air. just little things you can do.
I'm glad I have a wood burning stove.
There you go.
And I got plenty of wood from all my trees. So
there you go. Yeah, you're set. Yeah.
The barbecuers to cook on. We're good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I have a generator. I have stuff, and I have lights, and you can go online and they have USB LED lights that plug into whatever, it's a small battery pack. Wow, the amount of light they give out, and they last a long time. And then you can buy a packet of specially made candles. They're liquid, and they're designed to last like 12 hours at a time, or 24 or 48, or I forgot how many hours at a time, just straight burning. And you get 10 of them, and
That reminds me of the candles in the tabernacle, because they would keep going with just the olive oil, the first stage of pressing the olive oil. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can take Crisco oil or Crisco, that white paste, and you can put it into a jar. You can put a wick into it, light it, and it'll last hours and hours and hours and hours.
And you talk about shortening?
Yeah, Crisco shortening. Vegetable oil will do it. Yeah, there's all kinds of things.
Yeah, Crisco in its current form was exactly what it was invented as back by the Germans. They used it for lubrication in submarines because it wouldn't make noise, and it stood extremely high heat before it would break down. So it was originally a lubricant, and all those years I ate it, I didn't know that.
Open door for jokes. Okay. Well, good. Yeah, it's kind of fun talking about that. I don't know why. I think it's kind of fun, but whatever.
I get those 7-day candles. I can get them at the dollar store over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some of those or something like that. But yeah, I experimented once just to do it, see if I could make a candle that would last 24 hours, if I could make it myself. It took about 3 times, and then I figured out how to do it, and 24 hours went, okay, now that was fun. Now what,
Oh, well, that's interesting.
What?
Making your own candle to last 24 hours.
Yeah, you can do it. The Crisco thing, and you put it into a tall jar. The wick is the problem. You can get a candle wick, or you can buy just string. There's different kinds of strings and stuff you can get, and you dip it down in, whatever. You just experiment. And then I thought was interesting the kind that is liquid, not like kerosene, but they have liquid like vegetable oil. And how do you make a candle in it that floats and yet keeps going? That was fun to try.
All right, and in the Bible, it seems to me like I don't remember them saying, because they had wick trimmers, but I don't remember if they said what the wick was. I'm just curious now what the wick was.
Yeah. And so we got this from over there, from over in Israel.
There you go.
Okay. And so this would really work. It has just a wick in it. All you do is pour oil in it and wait a little bit as it absorbs up here and turn it on, and it'll work.
Use olive oil or what?
I don't know. I guess it's got a wick in it, and it's kind of thick, but as long as it's there, it is. You see, it was a nice little nice little trinket to bring back.
I know they have several kinds of wicks at Hobby Lobby over here, and they used to make candles out of tallow. The runoffs of cooking, meat and processing meat.
Oh yeah,
and
grease. Grease off from bacon. You can store it and do the same thing. Yeah, I just think the thing to do is just go to a camping store. They have that stuff already worked out.
Oh yeah.
I think bacon grease sounds good. Then you get to smell it the whole time.
But the problem is, it make you hungry. Okay, what do I eat? Maybe your neighbors are going to go, wait a minute, what do you got going on over there? Yeah. All right. Okay.
I guess nobody's coming in, so if you want to scoot you off, and
I think so. All right, everybody. God bless. We'll see ya. And Monday meeting, and then no radio for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. All right.
Okay. Well, see you Monday then.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Right.
Fill the stuff in the document. Okay. Talk to you guys later.
Okay.
Okay.